We are on to the final Robot Master, and we pretty much got everything we could possibly get other than what's in Pharaoh Man stage, which is what we're going to next. His level's actually really fun. I actually enjoy his level more so than some of the other Robot Master stages, because it feels like it's the nice blend of difficulty and length. Now it starts off pretty similar to how it was in Mega Man 4, but as you'll quickly see, it actually changes quite a bit. And for the first part, you know, this is a little bit more of an extended area with scorpions. And I don't even know what those things are called. I think they're called like desert flies or something. But this is where it swiftly changes. So now you're kind of continuing, you're outside still, but you're now going atop the pyramid or the structure or whatever Pharaoh Man's level takes place in. And this one can be got with a little bit of tricky jumping, but I'm not going to chance it. And here we get the Danger Dispenser. These are pretty much the mini-boss-ish enemies of the level. They take quite a few hits, but they're not really that dangerous. Trying to manage these desert flies and the sand scorpions can be a little bit tough. And then we have these ladybugs. Take about 2 hits. 1 hit will have them flying all over the place, getting it really hard to hit them. We have some mummies. And this is actually one of the shorter stages overall. I mean, already we're at the midpoint, and it wasn't that far in. So, in terms of just overall length, this is actually one of the shorter stages of the initial 10 Robot Masters. So, in essence, it's actually a good place to start. I mean, granted, the Pharaoh shot doesn't have many practical uses outside of, you know, killing certain enemies quicker, but in terms of just trying to get a Robot Master down quick and easy for the first go, this isn't a bad place to start. Now this Danger Dispenser is definitely placed tricky. You can avoid all the shots, but you gotta make some small hops. Make sure you hang right here so you don't have to fall down below into the quicksand, because then it makes it that much harder to beat this Danger Dispenser. Which happens to be the weakness is the Magnet Missile. Now here's the tricky part. This part you're actually, without the Power Stone or the Night Quest, you're gonna have to go underneath and then slide through this spiked corridor before jumping back up, otherwise you will die. But you can also use the Power Stone if you have it to skip that section altogether. So it's like you have multiple ways of getting around that. So you got a dual case of enemies here. You got to watch out for the mummy heads as well as the Danger Dispenser shots. And then an energy tank there, just to let you know you missed an alternate path. Yeah, these dispensers are really placed in bad locations in terms of just dodging them. And yet another 500-point ball, which requires a lot of pinpoint jump precision. Or if you have the Yamato Spear, you can easily get out of that. And then we have these little platforms that you ride on. They're pretty much nowhere else in the level except on an alternate path in the beginning. So you have a small short segment with them here. So in terms of just overall usefulness, they don't have much of one. And that's it. That's the end of the level. As I said, pretty short, sweet, not too bad. And Pharaoh Man himself, I almost want to say he's a little bit easier than his Mega Man 4 incarnation, although he does switch things up quite a bit on the latter half of his battle. So he has 2 ways of going about his attacks. He can, well, right now he's doing one way where he'll shoot one at you and then he'll feint and go back and shoot another shot at you, or he'll shoot one shot at you and then proceed forward onward to the other side of the room while shooting another shot at you. So it's one of 2 ways he's going to do it. So he'll either fake you out and go back, or he'll just keep on going to the other side of the room. So not too bad. And then he'll stop randomly and shoot these, you know, huge Pharaoh beams. So that's pretty much the whole battle up until like the halfway point on his energy bar. Then he starts switching it up a little bit more. Okay, here he summons the ghost of himself, which shoots additional Pharaoh shots at you, which kind of makes this fight a little bit hectic. And then he has this super duper, yeah, triple layered Pharaoh shot that you have to dodge. So that can get a little bit tricky to get the timing down to dodge all 3 shots. It's possible though. You just have to be insanely quick about it. But yeah, not too bad of a battle, and I enjoy it a lot more actually than his battle in Mega Man 4. Now the Pharaoh shot, yeah, it's pretty awesome in its own right. You can shoot it, you know, at angles up or down or charged up. And this is actually a new thing that they added since the last beta I played. Small little Wily intro. So we are done with all Robot Masters. All that's left is the Wily stage. Or the Nightman stage, which we're going to do in the next video. Be ready for that. Okay, the first alternate path is really right here at the start. There's a small little gap between these. Normally, if you fall too low in the quicksand, you'll die. It's an instant death if you get too far down in the quicksand. But here, in that little gap, you're actually going on an alternate path. It's the one and only place by falling into the quicksand you're not going to die from. About those platforms I told you about only got a limited use at the end towards the boss door. You have a lot of them to work with here. They are primarily on the alternate path. And some of them you have to kind of race to the end to catch up with them and get back on them before they reach the end and disappear. This is probably the most trickiest, well, correct that, this is one of the trickier ones. Okay, this one coming up is the trickiest one, by far. You gotta quickly go over. See, I'm not even fast enough. I did not make it. You have to be really, really fast to make it there. But I've done it before, just not on camera, apparently. And it is possible, but you have to be extremely precise with all your jumps in between the ladders. You just shoot through here with your magma bazooka, and then to get up here, you're either going to need a rush coil, tornado blow, and if you're really tricky with the jumping, Yamato spear. So in terms of just alternate paths, this one was quite the interesting one. I actually liked the concept behind this path. And this just shoots you out right before the midpoint boss door. Okay, this is right after the midpoint. You can go up to this upper path here. You can get rid of the danger dispenser real quickly with a couple magnet missiles. And here's where the road splits again, even on this alternate path. You can use the tornado blow to get up there, or you can fall down here. I would highly suggest the tornado blow because this is one of the most insane spike drops. And then you still gotta brake hard to the right at the very end there. So without the tornado blow, that is an almost near impossible task to do. But there's your E-tank, easily gotten. Now what about that split that required the tornado blow for real? Well, you're gonna need it, so you can slide through this small gap here. If you're running low on tornado blow energy, you can get some from over there. But you're going to either need to use the rush jet, rush coil, or tornado blow to get over those spiked pit jumps. They're kind of far for you to jump over. And now, normally you'd want to take the upper path, but here you actually want to take the lower path via the rush jet. Even though the upper path is more easily accessible. Because the lower path gets you this W tank. And apparently you can get hurt by the propellers even when you're above them and the enemy's defeated. And that just leads you right before the boss door. Now for the Easter egg. This is at the very bottom of the second half of the stage. You want to let this quicksand take you. You're going to jump over here, and you're on a small little alcove. I have no idea what just hit me there. Basically, you want to jump over these spikes with this falling quicksand. The second one can be very tricky to do. And it was very hard for me to do it, so thank goodness I had the spike guard. And we get this person from Megaman ZX. I have no idea what they're called. Someone help me out. But you can kill this bonus Easter egg with Spark Shock. Claim your 2 extra lives, big energy, and this will warp you about a stone's throw away from the actual boss door. And that's all the Easter eggs in the main Robot Master stages.